guys think that cooking for your husband is something that a wife should absolutely never do, then this account that I'm going to show you guys is up your alley. But if you think it is a wife's duty to make sure that her husband is fed, taken care of, and that what belongs to you is yours, and what belongs to your neighbors is your neighbors, then you might not agree with this account that I'm going to show you. Introducing Mrs. Jessie. She, and you guys are going to see, is a woman that thinks, not just a woman, but a wife. Well, she was a wife. They just recently had a divorce, and she is a neighbor that mainly thinks that everybody should do what she says and what she wants, and that her kids deserve everything, but that her kids also deserve to give everything that mom wants to mom. So not even the kids are safe from her wrath. She thinks that she deserves everything, that everything is hers, and if you try to stop her, then you are psychotic. So let's go ahead and take a look at Miss Jessie. But she's not all bad. Nope, she is not all bad. She does have some good in her. Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's get started.
So I didn't feed the kids at my son's birthday party if their parents didn't RSVP. So my son recently had a birthday party and we held it at Urban Air. And for those that don't know, Urban Air is like a little jumping, trampoline, indoor trampoline place. So I had sent out invitations to his party 3 weeks in advance. So I'm giving parents ample time for them to be able to RSVP. I gave the parents till a week before the party to be able to let me know who's coming, how many, or whatever the situation is. During the first week of me sending out the invitations, a handful of parents had already replied to me. And, once I reached out asking them, for a follow-up, a couple more have replied that they were coming as well. So the reason why these RSVPs on the invites were so important was because I was making individual lunch boxes for all the children, in case they had food allergies or anything like that. On the invite, it stated no RSVP, no food. I also put on the invite that once they RSVP, I would send them a text with like different food options for me to put in their lunch boxes. So altogether, I ended up making 32 lunch boxes. So 32 individual lunches for the kids that actually were attending the birthday party. Comes the day of the birthday party, and then there was some kids that we weren't anticipating. So these kids were from my son's school. Clearly, they didn't RSVP. The moms didn't even get off. They dropped the kids off late, and they ended up not being fed. Once the parents came to pick them up, they were pretty upset that their children were not fed during the whole entire birthday party. But I'm sorry, that is not my problem. On the invite, it clearly stated that no RSVP means, your child will not get fed. Some parents were upset. Some parents said, that we can't, take it out on the children simply because their parents didn't, follow through with the directions. Some said I should have, brought extra lunch boxes and stuff like that, but that's not the point. RSVP is not nothing new. If you do not RSVP, you're not accounted for in the birthday party. I'm going to make sure I buy enough food for everybody that told me that they're coming. And if you don't get anything, you're shit out of luck.
So, if you don't get anything, then you are shit out of luck. Let's see. We are talking about 15-year-olds because I think I did a little bit of research and I think her son is 15 years old. He's graduating from high school. But let's say they are around his age, 15 years old. Teenagers aren't going to be taking the time to RSVP anybody. They barely even take enough time to clean their damn room. So for this lady to expect them to keep their parents on track or to tell them, hey mom, hey dad, you got to RSVP for me, is a little bit out of hand. And another thing is, how could she have those kids there without giving them any food? Poor kids were starving. They didn't have any food. Unfortunately, she didn't take the advice of getting extra food bags or filling up some bags with neutral items, sandwiches, I don't know, some non-dairy products. But she didn't take that. She didn't take that advice. She didn't do that. So there was a bunch of kids that literally spent the whole party without eating. Now, my question is, did they get any cake? That's the real question right there.
I told my
Let's jump on
18-year-old
to the
daughter that
next
if she
one.
doesn't give her car to her 16-year-old brother, that she needs to move out. So my daughter is 18 and I have been pushing for her to gift her old car to her 16-year-old brother as a gift. For the past 2 years, she has worked 2 part-time jobs in order to pay for the car. Now granted, even though she did pay for a portion of the car, we helped her as well. So she's trying to hold on to this car while she saves money to get something better, which is understandable. But I think she's very selfish because she needs to pass this car down to her 16-year-old brother, which he needs it more than she does right now. And now I think that since she's an adult, she needs to start figuring shit out on her own. That's what adults do. Now she's telling me that she needs the car, that what is she going to do without the car? And I'm like, well, you could take a bus. Like, you could take an Uber to wherever you need to go. He's 16. He needs the car. He's a kid. He needs the car more than you do. You're an adult. You need to figure out how you're going to get to places in life. I told her when she gets home today, after work, we need to talk about this. Because if she is not willing to compromise and give her car to her brother, then she needs to start packing her things. I told my...
Now, this is pretty damn crazy. Now, she is literally telling her 18-year-old daughter, hey, you have a car, but your younger brother needs to get it because he needs it more. I mean, she's 18 years old. She's at the time where she really is going up and down. Job interviews, jobs. If she has a job, she's going to work. Does he have a job that he needs to go to work? If he does, shit, the daughter could be giving him rides. She could be giving him rides. The mom could be giving him rides. Grandma could be giving him rides. Honestly, she had to pay for her car herself. I think the 16-year-old son should either be getting rides from the parent, should be getting rides from the dad, should be getting rides from the sister, the one that has the car that's 18 years old, from grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody, until he saves up enough money to get his own car. I think that's unfair.
I am super upset that my husband is attending his sister's wedding that I was not invited to. So my husband's sister is 37 years old. She's divorced and has 1 child. We're gonna call her Karen. So my husband is pretty close to his family. You know, every couple months they go and gather at his dad's house and they have dinner, or they just have like a little get together, you know, to catch up. And even though these gatherings are supposed to be a bonding moment for the family, just me and his sister always seem to have just like a little tense situation going on. At times, me and Karen have certain disagreements, and I just like blurt shit out, and I can say hurtful things. Last time we had like a little disagreement, I'm like, aren't you ashamed at your age? No husband, single mother. And everybody looked at me like, why the fuck did you just say that? My husband always comes in and tries to like mediate the whole situation, but he always fails. He tells me that I'm always wrong, like, you know, I don't have to come at his sister that way. That my comments are completely unnecessary and that they're rude. And I understand that, but I just can't help myself sometimes. All right, so let's fast forward. So his sister meets this like genuinely great guy, you know, he's pretty wealthy, and they get engaged. And I did not make their wedding guest list. She invited every single person in the family except me. So of course it's gonna piss me the fuck off. And her excuse was that she didn't want me at the wedding because I always made comments and made her feel less than because of her past, and like she didn't want drama at her wedding. Not only was I angry that I was not invited to the wedding, but what made it even worse is that my husband was planning to attend without me. I told my husband that it's improper for his sister Karen to not invite me but invite him. And I'm like, therefore, you know, I wasn't invited. I don't think you should attend her wedding. My husband flat out told me that I brought this on upon myself and that he is not going to miss his sister's big day, that he will be at the wedding, and that she deserves to have, you know, all the happiness in the world and to be drama free for the day of her, you know, her big day. I'm just simply upset that he chose his family over me. He disregarded my feelings and is still attending his sister's wedding. Am I wrong for being upset that he is going to the wedding that I was not invited to? I don't.
Nah, you ain't wrong. You just like to bring drama everywhere you go. This woman literally insults his sister, tells her that she should be ashamed for not finding the right man at her age, and yet she still wants to be invited to the wedding. I don't know. Honestly, I think that's a good reason to not even be invited, to not be on the guest list. And she does deserve for her brother to be there, and he does have the right to go. She did bring this upon herself. It's all her fault, guys. So let's go ahead.
So we recently moved into a new place. I am super upset that my husband is attending his sister's wedding that I was not invited to. So my husband's sister is 37 years old. She's divorced and has one child. We're gonna call her Karen. So my husband is pretty close to his. So we recently moved into a new place, and can you believe our neighbors didn't give us a housewarming gift? It's so fucking ridiculous that nobody has welcomed us. And then that's the first thing. And then the second thing is our neighbors saw us moving and they didn't even ask if we need help. They didn't ask, like, you know, if they could do anything for us. Like, what kind of neighbors are you to not want to help the people that you're going to be living next to? Like, it's common courtesy for you to see like a neighbor moving in and helping them move. Or, you know, once they settle, you bring them a gift for, you know, for a housewarming gift. But these neighbors, they did not give a fuck. They didn't even pretty much even acknowledge us. I felt like super disrespected when they didn't even knock on our door to bring us a gift. Isn't that like an unwritten rule? Like, you know, somebody moves into a new place and then people come and bring them gifts. Like, hey, you know, this is a gift for you moving. It's just crazy to me. I hope they never need anything because I'm not going to be fucking helping them because he didn't help me. He didn't even bring me a gift to welcome me into this new home. So we recently moved.
Well, let me tell you this. Neighbors aren't obligated to bring you anything. Yeah, you moved in. Yeah, they said hi. But they aren't obligated to bring you anything. What if they're going through a hard time? What if they're financially struggling right now? They really can't afford anything. Or what if they just happen to realize that you are a crazy bitch and they're like, I am not giving that woman anything. Karma is probably a real thing, and I am starting to believe more and more in it the more I watch this woman right here. This woman complains a lot about things not being done for her, but yet she doesn't do anything positive for anybody. I don't know what to say, sweetheart, but it seems like you're just getting everything that you deserve, honey. All right, let's go ahead and jump onto the next.
So my cousin just got an inheritance from her father that recently passed away, and she does not want to share her inheritance with me. My cousin and her dad were not very close, but even though they weren't very close, he still left her with a good amount of money after he passed. He left her with $120,000. That's a lot. So of course we in the family found out because he didn't leave anything for anybody else. It was all left to her. And I was like, you know, me and her are pretty close. And I called her and I told her, hey, you know, can you give me some money? Because I was very close to them. I would always be at their house. She's like, no, the best thing that I think I should do is just save the money. And I'm like, girl, I grew up with you. Like, I was at your house every day. Like, your mom is like a second mom to me. And you're not even going to give me a dime? Like, what the fuck is that? And then she just says, like, you know, if my dad wanted anybody else in the family to have some money, he would have left it to you guys. But he left everything to me. And I'm like, okay, understandable. You know, but I've done favors for you. I've helped you out when you need it. When, you know, any favor that you ask me for, I've been there for you. I've been there.
I highly doubt that this woman has ever helped anybody out when they needed it. I'm sorry to say, but she does not look like the type to say, aw, that person really needs help, I'm gonna help them. No, she does not look like that. I think she's the type to kick you while you're down.
For your kids, like, you know, when you were sick, who was taking care of you? And you're not even gonna give me anything from the inheritance? Like, that's pretty fucking sad. Like, what are you even gonna do with all that money? Like, share it with your family members, because at least share it with the people that were close to you and your family. That's the only right thing to do. So my cousin just got an...
I don't know. I think that, you know what? The cousin said everything. If my dad thinks that anybody else should have some of this money, he would have left it to them. Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly true. He might have known this woman right here, Jessie, and he could have thought, like, you know what? No, she doesn't deserve any of the money. She's never been a good person. Now, she says that she was always at her house. Yes, there's a lot of people that come over to the house too. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be sharing all of my wealth with them unless they're people that I think really deserve it. Now, since the cousin doesn't easily give her money, or I don't think she even gave her a dime, it shows that she doesn't believe that this woman deserves any of the money. Now, if this woman would have been a good person to her cousin, I kind of think that she would have given her some of the
So I
money.
bought my mom a scratch-off lottery ticket for fun. It only cost me like $10. She's in her kitchen, she starts scratching, and she noticed that she won $5,000. She's all screaming, happy, jumping up and down, and I'm like, I'm happy for you, congratulations, but did you forget that I bought the ticket? I'm like, so hey mom, do you want to give me like $500? Like, that's only 10%. I'm not even asking for the whole thing. Like, maybe a little thank you bonus because I bought you the ticket. My mom then tells me, if you want money, then go buy your own winning ticket. And I'm like, I bought you the fucking ticket. So I did buy a winning lottery ticket. And I just gave it to you. So technically, I did buy a ticket. She then has the audacity to tell me that greed is a disease. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, you should go get that checked. And she said, for your information, God gave me the win, not you. And I'm like, first of all, let's not bring God into this. But since we are, God was the one that told me to go into that gas station and get the lottery ticket. So technically, it is mine. God gave me the win. I was just stupid and gave it to you. So I bought my mom a scratch-off lottery ticket for fun.
Now, this is the only case where I'm going to actually side with her. Now, her mom did get the $5,000, but we're looking at Jessie, and I thought she was honestly going to ask for all of it back or at least half of it, but she only asked for $500. Now, $500 out of $5,000 is not a lot. Honestly, it's not a lot. But this woman has probably done so many bad things to her family, to her mother, that $500 seems like too much. I think even if she asked her for $1, it might have been too much for her family to even give her that. But this is exactly what karma is. You reap what you sow. And honestly, I'm sorry, but they don't want to give her the money. I'm not going to say that I don't agree with Jessie on this one. I do agree that $500 is manageable. Hey, I'd give $500 to a family member. They gave me the ticket. Shit, I'd probably even give them half. But the mom she might have some type of anger against her. I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's go on to the next clip.
So I came to visit my mom for a few days, and she has dogs and I'm allergic. So I told her to send them like to a fucking daycare or send them to somebody else's house because I do not want the dogs here. And she not only has one dog, she has two. Double the fucking allergies. And now she's saying that she's not getting rid of the dogs for me, that if I'm sending the dogs off somewhere, that I could go and stay in a fucking hotel. So I'm like, are you gonna pay the hotel for me? Like, if you want to, I'll stay in a hotel. I don't need to fucking stay here with you. Like, I'm your child. You are choosing a fucking dog over me. Dogs come and go. I'm your kid for life. Like, take him to a shelter, take him somewhere, because I can't. I started breaking out so bad yesterday that I thought that I needed to go to the hospital because I couldn't even breathe. At this point, I'm just going to go back to where I came from, because for her to choose an animal over her own like blood it's ridiculous, and it's pretty embarrassing. Like, I no longer want to say that she's my mother. Like, I don't even know who she is anymore.
Hey, honestly, she could probably say the same thing about you, darling. She doesn't want to say that you're her daughter, because if you think about it, everything that you say or talk about is just you complaining, you saying that you deserve what the world isn't wanting to give you, that you should be treated special, but you don't want to treat anybody special.
I'm sorry, but it is crazy. My son's when you have kids, it is the grandparents. So the Queen Anna asked, my son is not allowed to go. So no, I didn't go to any. So I was driving my mom's car when I got. So I was driving my mom.
All right, we're gonna watch this one right now. Be just a moment, guys. All right, let's watch this one. I kind of want to get to the one where she talks about
her car when I got a red light ticket, and now so I was driving my mom's car when I got a red light ticket, and now she thinks that it's my responsibility to pay for it. I'm sorry, but just because I got a ticket while driving your car doesn't mean that I need to pay for it. The ticket is going to come under your name, not mine. Therefore, it's your responsibility. My mom is super upset because there's a red light camera ticket that got to her house, and she's saying that it's my responsibility because I was the one using the car that day. And I told her, yes, I was driving the car, but whose name is the car under? Not mine. And the only reason I used her car was because I couldn't find my car keys. I don't care if I get a red light ticket, a parking ticket, whatever kind of ticket. I'm not responsible for it because it is not my car. Like, why lend me the car in the first place? If I am driving my car and I get a ticket in my car, am I going to tell you to pay for it? No, it's my responsibility. This is the same thing. I just hate when family tries to take advantage of other family members. Like, it's ridiculous. I simply told her, I'm not paying the ticket. I'm not giving you the money for it. You're going to have to pay that. So I was driving. This is a list of...
That is insane. That really is insane. She says that she hates when other family members try to take advantage of family members. Now, the only one that I see taking advantage of anybody here is you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You're the only one that I see taking advantage of anybody in these situations. I don't know what's wrong with you. If you're driving, you should be the one that's paying the damn ticket. But no, she thinks that she's special, that she shouldn't have to pay the ticket. And I'm 1,000% sure if someone took your car, got a ticket, I would bet you $100 that you would get a lawyer, take them to court, and fight them even if the ticket was only $5.
My son is supposed to be going on his... I became really close with... If your kids... My son is refusing to cancel his... If your kids bring toys to the beach, make sure they bring enough for all the other kids at the beach to play with. I brought my kids to the beach. We didn't bring no toys because we figured, like, hey, there's other kids that are there. They're going to share. Sit next to this family. And I told my daughter, go get their bucket and get their shovel. And the kid starts yelling at my daughter to let his toys go. And I was like, you guys, calm down. She's just a 2-year-old. She doesn't know any better. Let her play with your stuff. And the mom was adamant. She's like, no. Why doesn't she go and buy her own stuff? Should have brought her some toys. I'm like, it's common courtesy for people to let other kids use their toys when we're on the beach. So now I had to pack up all my shit to go to Dollar Tree and buy them buckets and shovels and all that stuff. And then guess what? When I got back, the little kid said, oh, can I play with your toys? And I told him, fuck no, tell your mother to go buy you some toys. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Teach your kids that sharing is caring. See, she's crying because of that kid. If your kids bring...
She says that the kid is crying because of that kid. I think she's crying because you are a very good mother. You are the best type of mother in the world. Honestly, every mother should be like this mother. But honestly, if you came back with a bucket and the kid asked, can I play with your toys? You should have let him play, because you're just not living by your own philosophy there. You're not practicing what you preach. You're telling us to have our kids share their toys. Yet when you go get a bucket and the kid asks you to play, now it's a kid, not an adult. A kid's asking you. You literally said fuck no. You said fuck no to a kid. Oh my God. That's crazy. I think honestly she's just rage baiting us, guys. This cannot be true. I refuse to believe that this is true. I refuse to believe that.
I became really close with this woman that lives close to me. She doesn't work every day and she has no children. The other day I asked her if she could watch my kids for about 4 hours because I had to go to an interview. She kind of hesitated at first when I asked her, but I'm like, look, it'll just be for a few hours. It's not like you have anything else better to do. Plus, you don't even have kids, so you have time to do it. I left my kids and went on my way to my little interview. But I then got a text from her saying that I didn't leave my kids no snacks, no bottles of water, no instructions. I'm like, well, my kids like cartoons. The rest is common sense. If I didn't leave snacks, why don't you feed them? If I didn't give them any water, why didn't you give them water? Like, it's common sense. Interview was done. I came and I picked up the kids and I said that, next week I'll probably be back, for her to watch my children. She then says, wait, do you have another interview? Because she said she didn't want to do it unless I paid her $30 for those whole entire 4 hours, which she said was reasonable. I'm like, first of all, I thought we were friends. Second of all, I don't have that kind of money. Third of all, you don't have no real responsibilities. And you should be helping out your community instead of asking for cash like you're a damn daycare. I became really close with this woman that lives close to...
Damn, this woman literally one-ups herself from the last video every single time. She is now extorting people to watch her kids. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. I think she's rage baiting us. I really think she's rage baiting us. Jesse, you cannot be like this. You are not like this. I honestly think she's just rage baiting us. She is probably the sweetest girl in the whole world, and she's just doing this to us. She's just trying to get views. This has to be that. She cannot be like this. I don't think that there is a person in this world that is like
my son is supposed to be going on his graduation. This is a list of rules that my son is supposed to be going on his graduation trip, and I told him that he is not allowed to go because he needed to stay and watch his siblings this weekend. So my son ended up canceling his graduation trip because I told him first he didn't ask me for permission, and second I needed him to stay here with his siblings. Now he is threatening me to move out with his father. The only thing is that he does not have any of his father's information. He doesn't have his contact number, he doesn't have an email, he doesn't have an address, he doesn't have none of that information. So he's relying on me to get that for him, and that is not going to happen. I'm asking him, why is he trying to move out? He has it good living here. And he said that he's just upset that he couldn't celebrate this milestone of him graduating high school. All simply because I wanted to go out and hang out with my friends and needed a babysitter. And then he's like, you're not even paying me. You want me to babysit for free? I'm like, duh, you live here for free. Why am I gonna pay you to babysit your siblings? Why? You don't pay rent, you eat my food, you don't pay anything. So what makes you think I'm gonna pay you to watch your siblings when you live for free? Make it make sense. My son is supposed to be going on his graduation trip, and I told him that he is not allowed to go because
damn, her son wants to go on his graduation trip, but she also wants to hang out with her friends. Now, this is messed up. I looked at the comments, they're just full of people saying they are your children, you take care of them, you are the responsible one, you are the parent. And honestly, I agree with that. She is the parent, she needs to take care of them. The entitlement is crazy. And honestly, I didn't show you guys the videos where her husband is telling her that they are going to get a divorce, or actually they did get a divorce because she did not want to cook for him. She did not want to cook for that man. But honestly, you guys tell me what you guys think in the comments section. And this is it for the video. I thought I'd just show you this. I think she's honestly just trolling us and rage baiting us. I really don't think she's like that. Honestly, she can't be like that. That's too much entitlement. That is too much entitlement even for women. I cannot believe that. I don't believe it. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys hit that like button. I hope you guys hit that share button. I hope you guys hit that whatever button. But I hope you guys hit every single button, because honestly, these videos, I make them for you guys, and I want you guys to get quality entertainment. That's it, guys. This has been Just Luis IRL. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for watching.